No way. No way. I'm doing the same intro again. No way, what? Brodie Podcast episode 5? Huh? That's not possible. It's been a year. But it is. Stop acting like it isn't. It's happening. It's right now. You can see it on your screen. It's happening. The new Brodie Podcast, episode 5. Revamped logo and everything. It's all new and stuff. I made it last night. For fun. So, yeah, Brodie Podcast is back. Don't know for how long, of course. I might spend another year not doing this and then come back to it. But, yeah, it's here for now. Maybe not every Sunday, but it will happen. Sometimes, maybe? Not sure. But anyways, what have I done since the last time? You know, this is Brodie. I'm Brodie, yeah, in case you forgot. This is the Brodie Podcast, in case you forgot. Episode 5, which, since the last time, I'm pretty sure I talked about, I don't know, like Persona or something. That's all I really talk about. Since last time, I've played every Persona game. And also started playing what the series originates from, Shin Megami Tensei games. More than just Persona. I'm playing more. I'm spending hours playing JRPGs even more. One that I really like, right, is Shin Megami Tensei 4. It's pretty fun. It's a 3DS game though, so I just wish more people would play it because it's very good. I don't know. It's just trapped on its system, and nobody who has a 3DS anymore. Nobody can really play it. But anyways, I've also started playing SMT Nocturne, which is the third game in the series. Haven't really gone that far in it. I'm planning to keep playing it once I finish 4. And another game that's actually come out recently, last November, is Shin Megami Tensei 5. Now, I've talked about this a lot with friends, because that's all I have to talk about, because I don't go outside, because there's a thing happening in the world right now that isn't, very good. But, so SMT 5 came out. And it's okay. It's not, personally, I don't think it's the best game ever, and I don't think it really lives up to the past games in the series of Shin Megami Tensei. Like, there's something about those games that makes them feel so special, like it's some kind of big, like, event, you know? I haven't been there whenever they've been released, but that's just how they feel to me. They feel like this big thing. And I feel like SMT 5 didn't really deliver on that. It feels kind of like it's missing something. And I don't think the story is as good as it could be. And the gameplay isn't as good as it could be, and everything isn't good as it could be. There's a great idea in it, where they make the exploration much more, open to, you know, you just go wherever you want. Just give the player more freedom where they want to go, you know? It's just open exploration. And that could definitely go very well with SMT, but I feel like they kind of failed here. The environments aren't very interesting and varied. The first area you go to is exactly the same as basically all the others. The only time it ever looks different is when you go into dungeons, and then there's like, well, of course they're dungeons, you know. There's like a castle, another like temple place. And that's like it, I'm pretty sure. There's not many dungeons at all in the game, and I wish there was more. Because they're pretty cool, honestly. Some of the music, like in the castle, is really good too. But I don't know, it just kind of sucks. I wish it was better. I wish they, I know I shouldn't be saying I wish they had more time, or I wish they gave themselves more time, because it's been 5 years since they announced it. And sure, it was a teaser, but like that's a long time. And the like, it was released it was announced with the Switch, right? Like when the Switch was announced, I'm pretty sure. And they've had that long and it still kind of sucks. I've heard that the story was rewritten 4 times, and that definitely shows. I can tell that it's kind of like they just kind of wanted to put it out there, and they were just like, you know what? Let's just stop trying to rewrite it, just work with what we have now. And, the endings kind of suck. There's only one ending in the game that actually works as an ending to all of it. Like, it feels like an actual ending, like a conclusion, and it's the secret ending, which is technically called the true ending, I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know, it's kind of weird that an SMT game, which is about, all the different endings and your choices changing the ending you get, has a true ending, because that's not normally how it is. Normally there's just a bunch of endings, and you can, there is technically canonical ones that the characters choose, the main characters, but I don't know, just it kind of sucks how there's a true ending, and it's just that obvious. So I've gotten all the endings in SMT 5. I've replayed it 4 times, which, wasn't very fun. The first time it was alright. It wasn't the best, but I wasn't having the worst time either. And then, oh my god, replaying it 3 more times was hell. I don't know why I did that. I could have just stopped playing there and looked up the other endings, but I decided not to, and I decided, I'm gonna give it a chance and see what happens if you replay it a bunch. And it just kept getting worse for me. Honestly, I think it ruined it even more for me, because it was so boring all the other times I did it. So yeah, I think SMT5, maybe not the best starting point for the SMT series, but if you've never played a Shin Megami Tensei game before, then that would you'd probably like it, but honestly, I don't think it's a good introduction to the series as a whole, because it doesn't really go that well with the other games in the series. It feels like it's lacking something, like I said. So yeah, what else has happened? There's been, Persona 5 Strikers that released also since I last made the Brodie Podcast, I think. It's been a year. I think it has. And Persona 5 Strikers, not the best game. Honestly, it's kind of boring whenever I played it. I haven't beaten it still, because it's such a, boring... I don't know, nothing's interesting about it. Even the gameplay, it just gets so repetitive, and you never have enough SP for anything, and it's just... I don't know. Just kind of sucks. You might enjoy the game, you might not. I don't. I don't really like Persona 5 either. It's not... I used to really like Persona 5 when it was my first Persona game, and then I played the other ones, and now I like 4 way more, and, my tolerance level, I guess, has gone up, because I've been spoiled by better games, so then I don't really like Persona 5 that much anymore. But... yeah, Persona 5 Strikers was kind of just the same thing as Persona 5. It didn't really do anything to make it better. I also played Persona 5 Royal. That has a pretty good... The third semester is pretty good, honestly. It's very interesting. It's just you have to play Persona 5 to get to it, so it's kind of... I don't know how worth it that is. What else? I've started playing a bunch of games. What's a notable one? What have I finished recently? I finished SMT5, and, that's it. Oh! Not sure how willing I am to give my opinion on the games, but I've played and finished, every Danganronpa game. Now, I like Ace Attorney. I said that in the previous podcast, I think. I like Ace Attorney a lot. It's really fun. Maybe not the 2 last games, but, it's pretty fun. I definitely enjoy the games for what they are. And Danganronpa always kind of interested me, because it's this kind of I wasn't really sure what it was. I just knew that people were like, oh, it's like Ace Attorney. So I was like, okay, I'll play it. Of course, I learned more about it before actually buying the games, and I bought them near their 10th anniversary when they were on sale, sorry, on Steam, and they were pretty fun. Honestly, I did enjoy them. Of course, they're not like the most perfect games in the world, but they were fun. I also played Ultra Despair Girls, but uh, you know, it was pretty fun. I don't know. Don't know about the story, but I definitely did enjoy the gameplay of Ultra Despair Girls. It's just like Call of Duty. Anyways, what else? Speaking of Ace Attorney, like I was talking about before, the Great Ace Attorney, the Japanese exclusive 3DS games that were kind of like, they took place in, I think it's like 19,000 or like 1898 or something. I don't know. But you play as of course, a defense attorney, like you do in Ace Attorney, who's from Japan, and you go to England to see British people, and it's... Anyways, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good game. I do like it a lot. There's two of them. They were re-released on the Switch, or not re-released, I guess. They were like put in a collection on the Switch and finally brought over to the West, which is really cool. I was gonna play the fan translations before, but now I don't need to. And I've been playing them. I still haven't finished the second one. I've finished the first one a while ago. Like, I got these games since they were released in, I don't know, it was like March or something. It's almost been a year, I think. And I like just beat the first game a while ago because I'm really slow at beating games that don't have Shin Megami Tensei in the title. But it's pretty fun. I do really like it. I even like it a bit more than the original trilogy of Ace Attorney. There's a lot of things about it that I think are really interesting. And definitely the new stuff in the gameplay makes the game way easier to play. A problem I had with the first three games in the series was that, the first game was kind of an introduction. I was fine. I was getting used to the gameplay. Second game, I was waiting for something to be introduced, like what's the new gameplay thing that they added in this one? And it was the thing where when people lie, you can see like locks around them and you have to unlock them using evidence to find out, the truth. And that was pretty cool too. It was a pretty cool addition. And then in the third game, I was like, okay, what's new this time? And it was nothing. I know a lot of people like the third game, but I feel like, I don't know, I can tell it's pretty good for story-wise. It's very good. But I just can't really like it that much because it didn't add anything to the gameplay. I know Ace Attorney is supposed to be like bare bones, not bare bones, but like, it's supposed to be minimal because it never had a really big budget until the 3DS games. But still, I just don't really like how there was no real new additions to the gameplay in the third. That's why I think The Greatest Attorney does a great job at that. It adds in so many things that I haven't played Ace Attorney and the Professor Layton game, the crossover game. So I haven't really. This was my first time experiencing the like thing where in cross-examinations you could look at multiple people to kind of see their reaction to what's being said. So that was my first time experiencing it, and it's really cool, honestly, just kind of looking around and seeing what people are doing. I mean, like, it's not like I do it every time. It's just, I think it's a great addition. It definitely adds more variety to cross-examinations. And it actually gives a reason for pressing for more information other than just like maybe getting like new testimony for them to say. And then there's also the I forget what it's called. It's like the thing where, so the jury, once they all decide, you know what, the culprit is guilty. So then you have to basically cross-examine them and try to change their logic. Try to be like, no, you're wrong. That's not really how it is or whatever. I don't know. That was a bad explanation, but it's cool. Just know that it's cool. If you like, I'd recommend playing the trilogy, the first trilogy in Ace Attorney. And if you like the games, then definitely check out The Greatest Attorney. Of course, you could go and play Apollo Justice, the investigation games, and the 2 games on the 3DS. But I don't really recommend that. Apollo Justice is alright. The investigation games can get a bit boring, and I haven't finished the last 3DS game because I just can't really get into them. I played Dual Destinies, and it was very okay. I didn't like it that much, and I was pretty bored the whole time. And I tried playing the second game, and it's definitely more interesting, but every time they go to the areas in, because there's, in Spirits of Justice, which is the second 3DS game, they go in between this other place and normal place, like it's 2 different countries, right? So Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, he is in another country, with Apollo Justice and Athena, whatever her last name is, are in the country that Ace Attorney normally takes place in, which I don't know what it is. It's like Japan or America or something. I don't know. But yeah. I really don't like the parts where it goes back to Japan or whatever it is, because I don't know, where Phoenix Wright is so much more interesting because there's actual stakes. By making him go into a place that people don't know him, there's actual stakes again, and it actually feels like there's something at stake. It's not just like, okay, so I'm gonna win and that's it. It's like, I don't know. What could happen? I know I'm not gonna lose, but it's still interesting to see how he gets out of this. But yeah. So, yeah, if you're interested in Ace Attorney, play the trilogy. If you like it, play The Greatest Attorney. All the other games are optional. I don't know. I wouldn't really say any of them are like the best things in the world, but not the worst either. None of them are really that bad. Going back to Danganronpa, there have been... They were re-released on the Switch as the Anniversary Edition. And with it, a new game was released called Danganronpa S. And Danganronpa S is just... it's a gacha game. That's all it is. I've played it. It's pretty fun. I did like the board game in Danganronpa V3. I wish I played it more, but I didn't. But that game was fun too. Danganronpa S was pretty fun. Overall, I'd say my favorite games in the series are probably Danganronpa 2 and V3, which, there's only like 2 other games other than that, so it's not a big thing. But yeah, they're pretty good. I wouldn't say I recommend Danganronpa, as it can be very hard to get into because it's a visual novel. Same thing with Ace Attorney, actually. I'd say Ace Attorney is a little easier though, because it's more lighthearted than Danganronpa is. But yeah, if you're interested in Danganronpa, maybe play it. I don't know. Not really gonna say you should. It's not for everyone, I wouldn't say. I did enjoy it mostly because of the gameplay. Some of the story stuff is really good too. I really like the endings of 2 and V3. They're very interesting, and they've definitely been a big inspiration in stories that I want to make. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm working on a game right now. I can't say when it comes out because I don't even know if I'll finish it. But yeah, just know I am working on one. It's it'll be pretty cool. Maybe just a little. Maybe only a little cool, You never know with it. It could come out great, it could come out terrible. But that isn't really what I'm focusing on. I'm just focusing on, I want to make a game. I'm really passionate about this. I really like the story that I'm putting into it. I really like the gameplay ideas that I've put into it. Whether they actually work out or not, it isn't really that big of a deal because I have other opportunities to make other games. So yeah, that's basically it. For that, I mean, not for the entire podcast. I still have a bit more to talk about. Going back to Shin Megami Tensei, I have also played Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus the Soulless Army. I haven't beaten it, but I've started playing it, and I really like it. Honestly, it's really cool. I think I'm using music from that game in the intro and outro to this one. I mean, that was the plan, at least. If it changes, then I'm gonna look like a fool, but I think it's still the same. That game's pretty cool. I honestly, I kind of wanted to get back into streaming, potentially, and that'd definitely be a game I want to play on stream. Might not be that interesting, but I do want to, you know, play it with on stream. That's, yeah, I think it'd be very, very interesting. What else? Oh, right. So, a game series that I've also gotten into recently is Etrian Odyssey, which is a DS and 3DS game series. And I think it's pretty cool. I mainly got into it because I really liked the music, and the idea of the gameplay sounded really fun. And that is, I really do like the gameplay. I just haven't beaten the first one yet, and I so there was a sale near Christmas, and I kind of spent like $60 buying every game because they were all only like $10. So I got 6 games that were normally like $40 for 10, for like $40 each for 10 each, and you know, that's pretty cool. I didn't know how I was gonna buy that many before, but that definitely made it less intimidating, and I just ended up buying all of them. So now I have to play all of them, and that's not really something I can play on stream or record because, you know, it's on a 3DS, unless I emulate. But I can't really do that because I don't have a good computer right now. My computer kind of sucks. What else has happened? Not much. Not much, really, in real life. That's really all I have to talk about. It's just games I've played. Yeah, I think that's really it. I don't have much else to talk about. I might have more stuff next time, because I might, you know, start thinking of things that I can talk about. But yeah, I think that's gonna be the end for this one. Sadly, see you in a year. No, just kidding. I'll try to have this more. You know, I'll try to have this more frequently rather than every year. Maybe I might be more frequent, but yeah. Anyways, this is the end of the Brodie Podcast, episode 5. This is a monumental occasion. Brodie Podcast is back. Everyone's crying and screaming in joy, and I'm sitting on my throne, smiling. So yeah, see you next episode, whenever that is. I think I said the same thing last time, but yeah, that's how it is. That's just how it is. Anyways, yeah, see you guys whenever I do this.